Hello and welcome to the Miserable Metal Mind podcast, episode number 8. A podcast where myself, Thrash Bolton, and Paul the Machine Hutchins try to convince Simon the Miserable One that heavy music is still good since 1999. Sometimes we do, sometimes we fail, but we always have fun. You obviously know where to find us, you're listening to us now. But if you're using the paid subscription version of Spotify, you will hear the songs in full that we are talking about. Yeah, up until June. If you're listening to the free version, you will get a 30-second snippet of the same song.
YouTube.
If you're using any other platform, you will only get the talking due to copyright. There should be a video on YouTube soon.
Stick to YouTube.
But whatever you use, thank you for being here. This time, we have a guest joining us once more. Can I please introduce the boss, the godfather of UK thrash, a man who only listens to thrash. He does like all styles of music, as long as it's thrash.
I've heard this before.
A man who I spoke to when the podcast was just an idea, who said, "Can I help in any way? If I can, I will. I will message, I will video call. I am here for you. I will do whatever you need." Are you having any thrash on? The gentleman, the thrash king and owner of UK Thrashers, Mr Neil Brannigan.
Hey.
Hello.
All right, Neil.
Thanks for having us, guys.
You're welcome.
No. So Neil's on today to inform us about the upcoming Moshing the Roof festival, which he has kindly asked us to be involved in. So take it away, Neil.
That's why there's no tickets sold, because we're involved.
Exactly. I've sent some back. So as many people know, for the last 4 years, we've done a compilation album that we put kind of somewhere between 18 and 180 bands on each one. It feels like that, trying to get all the music out. So this year we decided that no one's buying CDs. It's a real ball ache. No one ever has their music available on time, and it makes me pull my hair out with frustration. So we'd have a year off, and therefore we're going to do a day festival of some of the bands that have appeared on the earlier versions of it, and have a full day of thrashing thrash without anything that's not thrash to thrash on it.
Thrash!
Thrash. So tons of bands, some of which have already graced this illustrious podcast, including Imperium, Swordcide, Fracture Point, Mechanized, Regicide, Hellfected, and the rest of the trifecta. So tons and tons of bands, a full day, 12 bands, 12 quid, and as always, raising money for Shower.
And it should be a very good day.
Here's hoping. Get your fucking tickets,
12
people.
quid. Now that's
Yeah.
bargain.
To be honest, for the bands that are playing, isn't it just?
Oh yeah, 12 quid's for anything.
Yeah.
What can you get for 12?
It's because they're all free.
Yeah.
It's because they're all free. That's why it's cheap.
Yeah. All bands playing for free, and of course, people will get to meet us.
I'm not going.
Yeah, well, I said there goes the neighbourhood.
Yeah, we're going to do some kind of broadcast down there, aren't we?
We are.
Who are you asking?
Indeed.
Me or the rest of them?
Well, if he's asking me and Paul, he's fucked because we've no idea what's going on. I think me and Paul are just turning up, moaning and having a couple of drinks and letting Neil do all the other stuff.
I think that means that's what you're going to turn up with.
Neil's
Paul's working about 6 jobs, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul's building the building. The building stays, doing lights, doing sound.
Christ, I hope not.
Paul's turning up.
You need another roof if I'm doing it.
That's it.
That's a lot of kit to carry now these days, though.
It is.
It'll be more kit than we're bringing now for podcasts.
It's just your iPhone. It's the only thing that works.
Yeah. Oh, what are we bringing? A phone, are we?
I'm bringing a sound man. He can do what he can.
I'm turning up with that.
What's that, Paul? Oh, he thought, yeah. Oh, are you? No, I don't believe you.
No, that's the podcast equipment.
Your phone's got a better internet connection than Neil, though. That's something to be about.
We're going hot spot off it, I think.
See, your nastiness is now exposed.
Don't you worry. I've only just met.
Yeah, it could be either.
Neil in this corner. I've just met. He knows. He knows about. Yeah.
Neil in the square window.
Yeah, and I felt every single word. Right, so what have we been up to? Besides buying
Paul, you go first. You get your 20 gigs out of the way.
I haven't. Well, I had something prepared for last time, but of course that's a bit gone and buried now. So I haven't done any gigs for at least a week.
A full week of no gigs.
First world problem.
Yeah. last gig was last Tuesday. So and then I've got 4 gigs coming up this weekend. So
4 gigs in one weekend.
Well, I'm reviewing tomorrow night. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Then Thursday.
Oh!
You'll love it. I'm going to go shoot Tesseract on Thursday. I bet you can't wait.
I don't. I've seen them a couple of times. I don't mind them.
And then,
yeah,
I'm photographing a Pink tribute band up at the Patriot on Friday, or a tribute act. Pink, the singer, the stadium filler who has sold out the Patriot. So it's going to be me and 200 women in pink Stetsons, I think.
I'm on my way.
And then I'm covering a charity show back at the Patriot on Saturday for another homeless charity down here. So that's pretty good. And the wife's away in Venice from Friday to Monday. So apart from that,
do you have to pay to get into the Patriot? See, that's like your second home. All right.
No. I'm in-house photographer.
Nice.
I've got a pass and everything. I even get free drinks.
God, that's dangerous for you.
It's only pop. I don't drink when I'm shooting. I'll make an exception for Moshing the Roof on.
Yes. We will be having a drink there.
What have you been up to, Neil?
That's one reason I'm going, really.
I'd say Neil B. Both Neil B's.
Yeah, well...
Neil UKT, then. What's Neil UKT been up to?
Not anything. Well, it's lots of exciting stuff, but nothing that gets me out and about. I have done lots and lots of booking shows, really. So I've got a new venue I'm working through in Mansfield, so we've booked 4 or 5 shows with them. I am booking some Christmas shows with some bands that I don't think I can announce yet, but there's a big Christmas show going in the Devil's Dog, a death metal fest in the Devil's Dog. So yeah, just trying to book shows and get my own bands and loads of other underground bands into gigs, really. So it's just been it's been busy since Christmas, when kind of things got turned on the head a little bit, and I had to kind of start doing some different stuff myself, and it kind of snowballed. I thought it'd be quieter, and it's ended up being a little bit chaotic. So it's all good. Lots of social media. Lots of my guys have got releases coming. So Fracture Point EP, Wargrave EP, Regicide album, Madicide album. So there's lots of stuff going on in the background, trying to get ready for releases, really. So yeah, super busy time.
Rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Not sat in front of your kid. It's just like the day job, only kind of not as many helicopters.
Well, I went to the Return to Darkness Festival at the weekend. That was an extremely dark. That was really, really, really good. Yeah, Devastator were massive. They were fantastic.
Name some of the bands that no one's ever heard
Darkness.
of. Return to Darkness. There we go. There were some well-known bands on there. Devastator, Hellfenix Sea.
Go on.
Infernal Sea, I should say.
Heard of them?
Yeah, just because you
Never
have an extremely limited interest in music.
Who headlined?
Somebody.
No, you've got me.
Somebody from
some
someone.
How
long ago was it? 3 days ago.
Was it a pickup stick logo?
It was literally Saturday night. It was Saturday night. I can't remember.
I was going to say, did you have a beverage?
Yes.
I know I had two, certainly.
And you still couldn't read the sticks. Still couldn't read out what the runes said.
It's not good. I can't remember the headline, and I do feel bad now. But never mind. It was a good day.
Not even 72 hours ago. That's how good they were. Certainly a memorable band.
I remember them.
Clearly.
Yeah, just not
clearly.
the name.
Did they have corpse paint on by any chance?
The headline the headline didn't. No, the headline didn't. No, they were rock and roll black metal. Les Pauls.
You've been to any other gigs, Neil?
I went to Darwin to see Grind Horizon.
Oh,
yes,
very nice.
It's quite a good night. Oh, a very good night actually. Yeah.
Was it?
I was looking for you everywhere.
Someone said they saw you. You're not going to say that. Did you? Someone said they saw the video of you, and it looked like a proud father bopping his head, watching his son play.
That was Grand Elder. That wasn't even Reese's band. Well, I was proud. You're such a prick. No one said that. You just made it up in your head, you bastard.
Oh, listen, someone said it, and he'll be listening to this, and he'll be laughing his head off in his car.
Okay. I think I may.
So there you go.
I may know who that was then.
What you been doing then, Simon, before Neil ignores you again?
Well, thank you, Paul. Thank you very much. Nice to know them little messages between me and you. Sinking in. What have I been up to? Who have I been up to? Booking tickets for gigs.
No, you haven't.
Which is... It's an alien experience where people aren't actually just asking me to gigs. I've actually paid for a couple of gigs. One of them I'm not telling you because you'll rip me to shreds. The other one, a lot of bands have suddenly come out who I used to really like and I've not listened to for years. And all of a sudden everyone's doing like an anniversary tour. And I was thinking, I wouldn't mind watching them. I've not seen them for 30 years. I wouldn't mind watching them. So Therapy have announced a tour, and they're playing all the Trouble Gum. I'm sorry it's mid-90s, Paul, so it's going to fucking bore you to death, this one.
I saw Therapy last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've not seen them since they played Donington, as it was back in 90.
And that one gig where everyone played, the Almighty, Therapy, Thunder.
Yeah, the only Donington you went to.
Yeah, the only good one.
92 then, was it?
No, 92 was a good year. They weren't at 92. It was 95, I think. Metallica were on there. White Zombie was on when Therapy played. I think Skid Row might have played as well. Anyway, Hell is for Heroes, if anyone's ever heard of them. No, I'm not doing them as a classic album then. They're playing. There was another band. I booked tickets for a band called Billy Talent. I've got... and there was another band, I can't think who they are now. Clearly that's how much I wanted to watch them.
The ones playing Wembley, is it?
Oh, no, Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam releasing tickets, I think, next week. You have to register to.
Yeah, haven't you got to register to be in with a chance of buying a ticket?
Yeah.
This is from the Seattle grunge. We don't like anything that the man does.
Yeah, well,
30 years later, it's worse. It's harder to get a Pearl Jam ticket than to get a Glastonbury ticket. Yeah.
Listen, but what I mean, if you listen to the spiel that they like to put out there these days, and it's to stop other people selling them on the black market, isn't it? So
stop ticket touts. I think it's a good idea. Yeah. If it's true.
If you could stop ticket touts, then I think it's a good thing. But I would say,
which one are you going for? They play in Manchester.
Yeah, it's a new arena that they're building near Man City's ground, so it's one of the first gigs in there.
You could do with another big arena in Manchester.
Yeah, could do another one anyway.
Any indication of how much money?
No. But funnily enough, I did speak to someone and he said, I'll tell you what, Si, if I get in, I'll just buy 4 tickets. So I'm thinking, that's me not paying.
Honestly, you're so tight. You're not going to get that for free. Imagine
I
you've got
did get a free
Metallica ticket,
yeah.
so you might.
At the minute, that Metallica gig, I've not paid for the ticket, I've not paid for the hotel, and I've not paid for the plane.
Are you just getting a live stream?
No,
on a phone,
my mate got 2 tickets for Metallica at Copenhagen. That's why I'm going to ruin Neil's weekend when he's over there. 2 tickets for Metallica at Copenhagen, and his wife doesn't want to go, so he asked the next best person he could think of was the guy who sat next to him, giving him the eyes, saying, you know you want to take me.
And he couldn't go, so then he went down his list of mates.
I am the bottom of the barrel, you know. So yeah.
Excellent.
Other than that, watching TV and, as usual, swimming, running, biking. Did cross country. That's always fun at Burnley a couple of weeks ago. So yeah.
What?
Cross country race, national. Is it North West Counties or something like that league? So yeah,
old-fashioned stuff like we used to try and avoid at school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You leave school. I went back to night school to do my maths and English again, and then now I'm trying to get back to running over fields like you used to do at school as well. So yeah, there you go. That's about it.
If you don't have your PE kit, you can take it from lost property.
We're now just running underpants.
Underpants and odd size shoes, was it?
Yeah,
a size 8 and a size 10. Yeah.
Well,
we've already asked you what
you've done.
done.
The doctors. I'm
All
trying to give you some a medical story. I have a problem with my ejaculation.
Yeah.
It's not coming out very strong. So I went to the doctors and he said to me, well, what does your wife think about that? And I said, well, she used to take it on the chin, but now it's getting on the tits.
God's sake.
And this is why we've never had a woman guest on this show.
Oh, brilliant.
You're a
And
wrong
why we
Bolton.
never will.
No, I've told that many females.
I thought it was something. I thought it was going to be something about in the eye, something like that.
Oh, that's all right then.
Right, so let's get down to albums then, eh?
Why not?
Warning. Please take all negative comments in the tongue-in-cheek manner they are intended. Basically, don't be a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
which one's first?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Neil, I've changed my song.
Right. Well, we can't play it anyway.
Right. Well, not at the minute.
Yeah,
we can when you do it.
Right. Well, I have brought to the table Shylmagoghnar with Convergence. The last time I was mocked by.
Could you just spell the name out for people? So if they want to Google
MISSI
I can spell it out if you like. It's SHYL YLMAGOGHNAR.
Well done. Now say it again quicker without looking at the spelling.
Shylmagoghnar.
Say it another time. Do they appear?
Do you know what it means?
I don't give a fuck. Well,
Shut your face, Simon. That's what it means.
Is that what it means?
It's a made-up word.
Of course
It's a made-up word. It's they just made it up for the album.
to be dickheads, yeah.
Oh, we've got another miserable one.
I think I'm going to be more miserable than the miserable one.
Yeah. On every album?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, now even the one you picked.
Maybe. It depends how it goes.
Well, Paul took the piss out of me for only bringing black metal and Stoner Rock to the table. So this time I brought some more black metal. But this black metal is covered in thrash, doom, galloping traditional riffs, classical keyboard sections, spoken word parts, death vocal growls, black metal scream, 80s horror film homages, soaring guitar solos, and blistering riffs. This is Open. Open? Awesome. It's a one-man project from the Netherlands, and I think it's
I thought you
really
were going to
good.
say this is open.
Is that what
This is open.
That could have been going through my mind.
Oh, if you'd have said this is awful, that would have been fucking brilliant.
If I'd have said that, that is not what
It's
would have
something
got
I've picked. It's something I've picked. I'm really sorry. It's fucking shit.
That would
It's
have
the
got
best of
anything
a
out.
bad bunch.
Come on, it's got a 10-minute instrumental track as the opener. Don't tell me you don't like this. So the track I've chosen to play for one of the last times where we can play tracks is Strata. So there we go. Who wants to come in first for their opinion of Shylmagoghnar?
Someone else I'm used to coming first. Ask the missus.
I'm unsayable name, one man project, way too long, so fucking long. It ain't exactly welcoming anyone to the party with open arms, is it? If one band needed another member to tell them that's fucking enough, this is that band.
No,
and it starts off. To be fair, there's a couple of really good tracks on it. Those first maybe three are, they've got that epic kind of mellow death goth doom feel, and then there's a whole dirge in the shorter stuff is shitter than the long stuff. It's bizarre because I thought the short stuff was going to really bring the tempo, and it's some of it's painful, but it like the guy's really creative and all that, but oh my god, it's a long old fucking album, isn't it?
So is that why you sent me the message saying, Bolton, fuck you?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the shorter review.
Neil, you can come again.
So I'll go on. I'm hoping that Paul's on my side.
I doubt it.
Oh, you keep picking stuff I've reviewed, so yeah, I like this.
It's bloody impossible to pick something you haven't reviewed.
Yeah, it's the third album, obviously in a trilogy. So there's, I Hear the Mountain Weep. 11 minutes, I think it is the opening track. It just feels like about 25, but I actually really enjoyed that. I think it's really good. How can you take it seriously? The name he goes under is Nimblecorg. I mean, what the actual fuck is that all about? Dedicated to his mother. After all that, it's dedicated to his mum. So he's a nice boy at heart.
It's nice and wholesome.
Yeah. I reviewed it last year. I read my review. Can't go against it. I like this kind of shit, so it's fine with me.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Even his vocals? Do you not think his vocals go a little bit?
No. I mean, I like black metal, so obviously that's a plus side.
But they're not.
But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's quite good at the growl. He's quite good at the clean, the minimal clean sections.
I think for a solo project, it's pretty good. There's some real shitey solo projects out there where it really does sound like they've got the Casio keyboard up and plugged
I've got
it in.
Casio keyboard written on my notes.
Have you typed your notes?
Yeah, of course.
Have you typed your notes?
Think of the environment.
Jesus.
I'll keep them. I'll auction them off.
Yeah, we'll sign them for Moshing the Roof.
People will be giving us money not to have them.
That's the worst raffle prize ever.
Yeah, I'll buy it myself so it looks good.
Like a Casio keyboard on rock music demo mode. Just putting that out there.
No. So come on, Simon.
Go on, Simon.
You're going to side with the podcast and not the outsider.
How do you spell it again? SHIT. For shit.
Oh.
Totally agree with everything Neil said. Neil in this corner. The first song, so 11 minutes, fucking instrumental. You onto a loser for the start. Who starts now with an 11 minutes instrumental that's basically
very
shit.
few people.
There's not much talent here at all.
Jesus.
All the way through the album, it's fucking crap. Everything he plays is crap. Guitar's crap, drums crap, vocals are fucking horrible. The keyboards do sound like he's just watched a couple episodes of Stranger Things and thought, "Oh yeah, that'll do." I was wondering if I could rip them off. That said,
there is a John Carpenter feel to it. You can have that.
actually think the instrumentals on the album, apart from the opening song, are better than when he sings. When he's not singing, it's okay, but that's not an endorsement. It's just not shit. When he's singing, the songs where he's singing are fucking horrible. But when he's not singing or having to worry about putting vocals in, there is some okay stuff in there. But there is a riff. I think it's about. I timed it and I forgot. It's about 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes around that point in the first song. What a fucking riff! That's his one good thing about this album. There's a riff for about 30 seconds. Does everyone know what I'm on about?
That one
it does
riff.
change.
That one riff.
Yeah, it is a really, really good riff.
I do.
So, hats off for doing that. Does go back to the argument I had with Neil a long time ago, is every band has one good song in them. Every band, I don't care who they are. Everyone has one good in them. But I just think that's his one good 30 seconds. Because if this is part of a trilogy, then I don't want to hear the first two parts.
I think these earlier ones, he had there was two of them, weren't there? This is
Yeah.
When I did a bit of googling, it kind of said he had someone else working with him on the first two. So I don't know if maybe the first two have got a bit more of a bit of an internal stop go, to try and control some of this.
And I said the same when we discussed
I'd say there is as
Blackberry.
well a bit. Yeah.
The whole point of having other band members there is, or even one other person, is just so someone goes, what about doing it like this? Let's not every song has to be, going on and on and on and on and on. Having another voice there where it says, what about this? Why don't we try this? What if we did that? Cut that down, made this bit, a bit different. That's the whole part of, I suppose, having collaborators with you, isn't it? Where when it's just someone else, it's just you in a room. It sounded like to me, and that's what I thought it was. It just come back to me now. It sounded like AI metal. He's typed in. It does. It sounds like if you said to someone, "Give me an impression of a black metal band,"
it's far too no,
or a black metal song. You're getting the songs he's singing as kind of what someone will come out with. If you said to me, "Just do an impression of black metal," I'm going.
No, you're not. I'm not. Simon, no. Yes. Stop it. No.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not.
You're embarrassing the podcast.
I'm not. And anyone listening to the podcast, Shylmagoghnar in it.
At least you can remember his name.
It's not.
You can't say that he's stereotypical black metal.
What black metal have I heard? Whatever you've brought to me, and it sounds
really
all the fucking same. Yeah, exactly. Well, luckily,
there'll be another one next month, so you can have a listen to that as well.
Yeah, there definitely will be now. Most of your argument has to fall flat because me and Paul like it, so therefore there's at least a 50% that you're wrong.
Well, yeah, but the other half of my argument, it's all completely right because Neil agrees with me, and he fucking hates it. So your argument falls flat. Well, only on here.
It does all right. So,
if anybody listening likes this, comment on the Facebook page. Comment that you like this. I fucking guarantee.
Get a poll on the social media.
Don't you worry. There will definitely be a poll.
Do one of your fucking polls.
And you can only vote once, Simon.
Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
So on that one, it looks like we're going for 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down.
2 middle
And
fingers.
you've been all American as well. Right, so would they bloody
Why?
that? Stop doing that. You're not American. Be
Why?
British.
What you on about?
Be
What you on about,
British.
man?
In your baseball
What you
cap
on about,
backwards
man?
and your fucking pink
Sure,
pink tattoo.
sure, dude. Pink tattoo.
Right, we'll go on to Paul's album then.
Right, what did I pick this month? Oh yeah, This Heathen Land by Green Lung. 3rd album from the London occult metalers, and in my view they're getting better with every release. There's a combination of new wave of British heavy metal in there, there is some psychedelia, there's hammer horror, there's drama.
Paul?
Yep.
Paul, I've just seen a ghost in the back of your camera, in the back of your room. This mystical figure just wandered.
Oh, that's the wife.
behind
That's
you.
the wife. She's
It's like a horror film.
yeah, well, we're talking about Green Lung.
Yeah, it's images it conjures up in your brain.
Yeah, see, there's no one in this room, Simon, just what you saw.
What you on about? What person?
So they're taking
Sorry, Paul,
they're taking an old sound, they're making it contemporary. They're a great band live. I love this album. I think there are bits of Sabbath in there. There's a bit of Blood Ceremony. There's even a bit of Arthur Brown thrown in. And the track that I was going to pick was, I think it was Maxine Witch Queen.
Maxine, Maxine.
See, we don't need
Arthur
Spotify
Brown.
now, do we? After that, just gonna have to do. Neil's gonna sing.
That's
the song.
how.
There'll be
That's how it's gonna
copyright
be.
infringements all over the place if you singing that pitch perfect like that.
Is that how the Monster Shop are doing it now? They're picking 2 hours worth of songs and then singing them.
Sing them themselves and play them accompanying it on the xylophone.
I'm probably still getting sued as well.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go for this one because it will just be quite brief. I can't say anything else that Paul hasn't said. I love this album, loved it for a while, love the last album. The first album didn't tickle me as much as the last two, but yeah, these are awesome. I've not managed to see them yet, but I know that's going to change later this year. Brilliant album. Can't say more than that.
Wow.
Are we going? Oh, I think we're going straight down the line again.
Well, listen. I'll go first here, Neil.
Go on then, mate.
This is fucking hilarious. This had me laughing. I mean, hats off to them. I can't get past some of the lyrics on this album.
Maxine.
The music's all right. It is an all right album. Not brilliant. Again, not bad. But some of the lyrics on it. I mean, it is all witches and what's the film that it reminded me of? Is it Witchfinder General? That's what it
quite
reminded
possibly.
me of. Yeah. This is like the soundtrack to that film. If anyone's ever seen that film,
Yes.
But hats off to them for getting Alderley Edge into a song.
Yeah.
A place that I ride through quite often. Had a big smile on my face. At first, I was thinking, "What the fuck is this?" But by the end of it, I genuinely thought, "This is all right. This is all right." Not as I thought it was going to be a fucking comedy album at first. Singing about wizards and Druids and all that type of stuff. But
Wizards and what? And what? Wizards and
Druids? Is it Druids?
Druids.
I thought he said wizard. I thought he said wizards and Jews. I was gonna
No.
say, yeah, that's all.
No.
what? Cancelled.
Oh, and that stop.
No. So yeah, gonna have to quickly move on from that one, Neil. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it by the end of it, and I had to listen to the Alderley Edge song a couple of times because that did make me laugh. I didn't know are they serious? What they like live? Are they like a serious band? Do they have a smile on the face? Is it a bit tongue in cheek? You know what they.
I think it's a bit tongue in cheek, but they've got the shtick that they can do it, and they deliver it. I mean, they've got a woven head at the front of the stage, kind of mark. and I mean, they're immersed in the 70s, and they're unapologetic about that. Their sound, the whole Hammond organ kind of thing really enhances it. They're just a really energetic live band. I've seen them 4 or 5 times now, I think, and they're just brilliant, really good fun. And they're not black metal.
Well, I actually listened to these before I listened to Shylmagoghnar. So...
Shylmagoghnar.
There's been a black metal murder.
Neil, what did you think?
So it's a bit of a weird one. It's one of those bands that I kind of never listened to, but I thought I knew what they were. And I was expecting something a bit more of a doomy, sludge, stoner feel.
Okay.
And that's actually not what it was. Because, as you say, they kind of got that... There are the kind of Sabbathy bits in it, but there's a lot of kind of, I guess, kind of folk rocky sort of undertones and that 70s Zeppelin-y vibe and all that sort of stuff. I like the music. I struggled with his vocals a bit. I found his vocals... I went back and listened because someone said I'll listen to some older stuff, and I think his vocals changed a bit, and this seemed, I don't know, it just felt like he was really straining and stressing to give himself a sound that he maybe wasn't quite ready for. I don't know, it just felt he was struggling. There's lots of tinkly synth, and it's a bit cheesy in places, and some of that kind of, got my balls a bit after a while, but it wasn't bad. I think it was all right except for that final track. I don't know why they finished that track, and it's the close of the album, the one that makes you want to put it on again, allegedly, if you still play albums front to back. And they decided to put Broken Ice Cream Truck playing its fucking jingle for the last minute. It's like, what the fuck was that about? But yeah, it's not a complete write-off, but it was, there's bits of it that didn't really kind of, set me alight. But yeah, it's not awful, but it's not, it's not something I rush to go and hear again. But as Paul said, I've heard good things. I've heard that they're really good live, and they put on a good show, and it's a different environment, isn't it? Look, watching a band live to listening to them on a on a Spotify playlist is something very different.
Alderley Edge.
Definitely.
Are you going to Alderley Edge, where we burned some witches a long time ago?
Yes.
Maxine.
Well, I'm taking that as a win.
I say, it was all right. Not fantastic, but it was all right. It was all right. Once I got past.
So Neil, all you have to do is try a little bit and vary it.
Yeah. Right, so it definitely went.
Talking of variation, let's go for some thrash, shall we?
Yeah. So, Paul, who do you reckon might be bringing a bit of thrash?
What an unusual choice!
Is that my fault?
Go on, lad.
So I kind of thought about giving you something other than a thrash album, and I was like, nah, fuck that. Yeah. And then I was like, do I give you something that's not on my roster? And I was like, nah, nearly, but nah, fuck that as well. And then I was like, obviously the rules are something that's been out relatively recently. So I was looking. So my boys in Crossfire released this back in December after it taken them about 10 years to record it. So they've had, and through COVID and everything else, it was meant to be recorded in Italy, and they ended up recording it in Dublin. So they never even got their exotic holiday into Italy for the benefit of being on a label. I know as a thrasher that our genre can be stagnant as fuck. Everyone has the same reference points. Everyone looks back at the big four and then another 8 around them, and those reference points are there, and it's difficult to get away from. But I think Switch to Reset, it's solid, it's enjoyable, it's modern, but it's not blackened and it's not been deathed up. It's kind of traditional thrash with that, and it's got its nods to the forefathers. You can hear the Metallica references, you can hear a bit of Exodus in there, a bit of Testament. They're all in there. So there's a nod to that without hopefully, copying it and making it another Black Album or whatever. but it's everything I look for in a thrash album. Really, it's aggressive when it needs to be. It's riffy. It's got some nice harmonies. It's not overblown. It appreciates all those OGs of the thrash genre, but it doesn't rip them off too blatantly. So I think they did a cracking job, and they're doing new material finally after all these years. And I'm looking. It's an enjoyable thrash album and kind of finish off the year quite nicely for me.
What track are we playing,
Neil?
Yeah.
I think we're going for the title track, which is Switch to Reset.
Switch to Reset. And well done, Simon.
Thank you. Switch to Reset.
Simply switch back. No, that's not it.
You simply switch back.
It's difficult to edit the YouTube stuff, so be careful.
Just leave it.
We
leave it
tell. As long as nobody's head goes this small this time.
I will do my best, and that's all I can
don't know what I did.
That's
Do
what
I
I
need to put
said.
my hat
I'm
on a
really
bit bigger?
sorry. Yeah. I'm really sorry, Paul. I don't know what I did.
Hey, you look like you're in Goldie looking chain when you put your hat up like that, Paul.
I'm in the right city.
Right, I'll start with this one again then. I like this album. I know me and Paul disagree on this a little bit, but yeah, I like them a lot. It's, as we've talked about, similar to Tailgunner. It's not pushing the envelope. It's nothing brand new, but what it does do really well, and that's thrash. Like you say, there's the hints to to all the forefathers, but there's not many metal bands at all that don't have a bit of Metallica in them. They've done that many different styles of music. You're going to have some Metallica in everybody, aren't you? But yeah,
Pink doesn't.
how do you know? She probably has anyway. I've Lulu.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. I listen to it quite often. It's a very good driving album. It's a very good thrash album, and I look forward to seeing them live whenever I can. We'll go to Paul before Simon.
It's a shit name. There's about 1 million bands called Crossfire.
There is 1 million bands called Crossfire. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first point. Because I sound like a real twat, but Granny gave me this to review. So then it came up, and then one of the guys put it in the Mix Daily as well. So it's like Crossfire overdose. Apart from the name, it's long for a thrash album. They don't like doing the 3-minute thrash, do they? I think the shortest song's about 5.5 or something, and they finish with an 11-minute song.
Yep.
As Neil said, they're not pushing the envelope, but it's certainly enjoyable. I don't mind it. I find the vocals the weakest part of the album. I'm not over keen on the vocals. I struggled with them. But musically, they're very competent. They're very solid. Finishing with an 11-minute track takes some balls, and they deliver that. They've managed to put a bit of Call of Cthulhu in there, which is a nice little sample about 3 minutes in on the last track, as everyone else has picked up. I don't hate it. I reviewed it, and I think I was really honest about it. I said it was a solid album without being too too exciting. And I think that's what I'm struggling with a lot of thrash at the moment, is that it's like listening. That's the problem, isn't it? Because then Dust Bolt come out with something that's completely different. You go, well, that's shit. It's not thrash.
Yeah. So that is the quandary, isn't it? Yeah. You say, right, come on, push the envelope, and someone pushes it.
Yeah.
In a completely
So
different
it's a
direction,
real.
let's be honest.
It's a real challenge, because it's the kind of genre where they really do have too much background, too much history to really blow anything out the water. But it's certainly solid, and I certainly would go and see him if they were at a festival or something, or playing near me.
Griffin, 12th of July, mate.
Oh, I don't go to the Griffin. That's like my living room's bigger than the Griffin.
It's like Harry Potter's lounge.
Like Simon's garage.
Yeah. Simon's garage is bigger than the Griffin.
I'm better.
What was it? Garage of... what? I can't remember
I'm
what you call it
better. Probably less crap in the Griffin, no, in your garage than in the Griffin as well.
Talk about Simon. What did you do?
well, songs.
Ooh, a big pause.
Songs are too long. Yeah, I think you kind of all covered it. To be honest with you, there's a lot of other bands in there. It is a solid thrash album. The first song, the guitar solo in the third song. This is a real thing, but it really irked me. The guitar solo.
Which one? In the third song. All right. Oh, so glad we're playing that.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the guitar solo that you've all just heard. The last, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds of it, I think are awful. And I can't believe a guitarist would put that down onto an album.
I've not picked up on that at all.
Like
so
he was running out of frets for where he wanted to go and notes. And it just didn't go with it. It didn't go with the. And listen, writing guitar solos is fucking hard. And I know that I want them all to sound the same. And there's a thing in thrash metal. They're all going to be speed picked. They're all going to be certain types of guitar solo. You listen to Slayer, Kerry King, and Jeff Hammond. Exactly. But I just think, and he did it again in the last song as well, where I'm thinking that doesn't sound right to me. Maybe that is, like I say, it's a really niche thing to pick up on, but it hurt really, really bad. The songs in the middle of the first and the last one I thought were pretty decent. Again, just solid thrash, but he's saying, there's not much envelopes to be pushed and stuff like that. At Christmas, we gave Overkill, saying it's one of the best thrash albums for a long time.
Yeah,
and they've been going for so long. Prong, we loved the Prong album.
Not thrash.
I'll take no.
That debate.
I'll take your word for that because I did thrash, and then everyone was saying it was a thrash album, so I just took that word for it. But let's go back to the Overkill example. That Scorched was brilliant, and that's an old band doing thrash, and it sounded energetic, lively. Again, but all the songs were 4 minute bangers, were they? 5 minute at tops. I just think maybe if they shorten some of the songs down, I agree with you. With the singer is the weakest link of it, and that's not saying he's crap. It's just, but yeah, that guitar solo in the first song, it annoyed me for the rest of the album. And is it Call of Cthulhu that they're ripping off in the last one? Well, you know what I mean. You
homage to.
Kind of suddenly go, hang on a minute. I've heard that song before.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the only band that does that.
No.
There's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. Well, I don't listen to hundreds of them, do I? But again, I don't want to be an absolute shithead about this, but it wasn't shit. The middle songs between the first and the last one are pretty decent. They could just be a bit shorter.
That should go. Yeah, that should go in your pocket. That.
I tell you what, Braddy, we're going to give you some stickers from our club. You can put them on the album. Simon says it's not shit.
Simon says
it's
just not shit. If that's not a hype sticker when you're flicking through an HMV that makes you want to buy it, then
exactly. Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one.
Get this, it's not shit.
Yeah.
So there you go. But that guitar solo, I want to put. I'd have told him as well if I was in a band. Doing that again. But with Neil saying they've recorded it over so many years. If they recorded the album,
the album's been recorded within the last couple of years, but obviously the songs are there 10-year evolution to get them to putting out their first album. They've had a couple of, they've had like I think an EP and a single out
Fair
before.
enough.
So a lot of these songs have been going for the life of the band, really. So this is kind of their clean slate sort of everything that's, that all the heritage stuff really to start that's kind of made that into the album, at least as far as I understand from the boys.
So this goes back to your arguments on the first album, Simon. This is a band with people collaborating, but there is 2 guitar solos gone on the album that you're not happy with, whereas you're saying if there were band members to say, hang on a minute, that doesn't sound right, you're still not happy with that. So therefore your argument about the first album is wrong again.
Oh my God. You've not just brought it back to prove Shylmagoghna's half decent.
Are you...
Oh,
are you his girlfriend? Are you? That's the sort of stuff they are.
I want to be.
I tell you the thing about that, Neil, is maybe none of the other band were in the room when he did the guitar solo.
Going to be a producer, someone that album.
Maybe there's no one around to say
more than just the artist has listened to that and it's been released.
But not every producer is going to turn around and say, "I'd do that again." I'd do that again. I've been recording stuff. Some producers just want you to pay your day rate. How long have you booked the studio for? 2 weeks, right? Brilliant. I'll make this last 2 weeks. Not every producer wants to.
So you're still sticking with that same argument. You basically, you know you're wrong, but you're sticking with the same argument.
God, listen, just because you brought another shit album, there's no need to try and make your argument
but it is.
right. Drinking
I
your
can't afford
Vimto.
Bloody hell.
Is that
my mum's pop?
Lidl apple and blackcurrant?
Yes, it's definitely supermarket apple and blackcurrant. It's a school night. That's as far as I'm going to go. So we have learned that Simon's wrong on most things. But so we got a reasonable reaction for this, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to probably listen to it again, but I'm never going to listen to yours or Paul's suggestions either.
You also don't listen to your own, do you, really?
No, I don't.
That's why CD rack's behind all his bikes, so he can't get back to them again.
I can't get at him, even if I wanted to.
I don't listen to yours either.
Good.
Right, so talking to yours, would you like to introduce yours?
Play something we know.
Yes, so we've had whatever music Paul's was. I don't know what genre of music that was. We've had black metal and we've had thrash. So, listeners, I'm going to give your ears a rest, and you can
chop them off.
Yeah,
it's in the delight of the British rock band Thunder and their first album, Backstreet Symphony, and the song we're going to listen to is Higher Ground.
Take me to higher ground.
That's a Higher Love, isn't it?
It might be Higher Love. I don't know.
It is. It's Higher Love.
Sounded familiar.
It's Higher Love. It's a good job. It's a good job. It's the Neil I like saying that, because if it was this other Neil down here saying that, I'd be fucking tearing him a new arsehole now.
It's Higher Love.
It's Higher Love.
Oh, we're getting racist now. Right, go on, Simon.
Yeah,
why?
Absolutely.
Why on earth?
What possessed you?
Why would I? Right, so just a great, solid British rock band in my eyes. This album, it's you're gonna laugh when I say this, but I don't think it's cheesy, as in the way of Whitesnake are cheesy. There is solid blues licks in there that we've had from other albums people have brought in, They are great songwriters, great musicians. You can sing along to every single song on this. And not to bring the tone of the podcast down too much, but
Too late.
yeah, I know. One of my long-term friends, who I've known since I was about 9 years old, passed away a couple of weeks ago, and we used to listen to this album a lot, and just Higher Ground just reminds me of conversations we used to have when we were younger. He started playing the guitar, and if it wasn't for him, then I would never have picked up a guitar. I'd never started playing drums. I probably wouldn't even listen to half the music I do listen to now. So it's not in honour of him, it just reminds me of him. That's why I changed the song to Higher Ground from the one we were going to do. Feel free to rip the album to bits, but that's just why. And when I did see Thunder in '92 at Donington, I was just having a great day. And there was a great band to come out to.
Well, what can we say now?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's one of my favourite albums.
Listen. Feel free, but I'm just saying that's just one of the reasons I changed the song. Really, I'd already picked the album,
right,
and then he passed away. So,
yeah. Well, condolences. I've no idea.
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah,
I've not told many people. Now I've told a few more.
Yeah.
You told
all three
told
listeners.
three more.
Yeah.
All three more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Paul. You're a bit of a classic rock kind of guy.
Yeah, well, I don't mind this. I've seen Thunder a few times. But it's fucking mum rock, isn't it? Christ, if you've seen Thunder live, I mean, the women are going mad and the blokes are thinking, I wonder if I can get another beer. Is it classic? There are certainly classic tracks on there. The title track I would hold up as a classic track. But I'd just like to read you a couple of lines from She's So Fine When You Say It's Not Cheesy, because
Oh, wow. We'd like to
I
bring that to the bar.
I said, don't misunderstand me. I didn't mean to make you blush, but when I get this feeling, I knew I had to rush. I need love, and you know I want to give it.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not cheesy at all, is it? Copyright David Coverdale there, surely. I don't think you can argue that they're not cheesy. She's So Fine has got the most.
Well, that's why
appalling
one of the
lyrics
reasons I changed it.
But having said that, I don't mind Thunder in the slightest. As I said, I've seen them a few times live. They've headlined Steelhouse. I've seen them at Caerphilly Castle. I saw them support ZZ Top at Wembley, and I enjoyed every time I saw them. I've got this on vinyl. I've got it on CD. Not something I would put on very often, and it went on a bit longer than I remembered it as well.
It does drag a bit, doesn't it?
There were far too many songs on there.
Yeah.
I'd have thought, God, he's picked something from 1990, right? That's 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And
Early CD days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus, it went on. But yeah. I did smile when you put this on.
And that's
on the
all
list.
I aim to do, Paul. Make you smile.
Always smiling. She's so fine, she's so fine, she's so fine. Oh, I took one look at you, baby. It feels so good inside. She's so fine, makes me feel good. Yeah, that's all right. There we go.
Yeah. If it made Paul smile, it made me giggle. It's I don't mind a bit of rock. I'm very happy with that. But I like my rock to be a bit sleazier. I quite like. Most people know my love of Dogs Done More. There's loads of bands like that just a bit of rock and roll. Yeah. But this band just seems a bit dull. Bit like mum rock. You can't say things like that anymore, can you? But that kind of thing. If I go and see a sleazy rock band, I want to stand next to the singer, and all of a sudden I'm pissed because of what they're exuding, or I might even be pregnant because of that. You know what I mean? And it just feels like I'd just be handed a Volivant or something from Thunder. It's just It's just a bit nice.
Nothing wrong with being nice. You want to try it once in a while.
Just a bit nice. A bit...
Yeah. Give it a go.
Well, it's nice and safe, and not for me, but I certainly can't say it's bad. But I can say it's not a classic.
Please, Neil, arrange for Madiside to give Bolton a vol au vent at Moshing the Roof. I can't wait.
A prawn one that they've carried up specially.
As long as it's carried and not brought up.
Exactly.
Neil?
Yeah, so I've seen Thunder twice. Once, the first time at possibly the worst Monsters of Rock lineup ever, which was Whitesnake, Choir Boys, Aerosmith and Poison in 1990. And then again in 92, where they followed Slayer for some fucking...
Yeah, I was there.
Ouch.
So that was... when this... When this came up, I thought it was going to give me that nostalgia that, like when I listen to bands like The Almighty or some Skid Row comes on, or that when those come on shuffle, you get that nostalgia, that feel. Even though I wasn't into really, they were fucking weak ass metal and wanted to get in the pit to some Slayer, they always gave me that nostalgia. But this didn't really give it that. It didn't give me that nostalgia that I thought it was going to give me, even though there's albums of the same era and that give you that feeling. And I think they played rock music when rock was a little bit trendy. And I think, they weren't mum rock, but they were your mum's favourite rock band. It was what she'd have on in the kitchen while she was cooking Sunday dinner, rather than what you'd have. It's background rock. It's nothing more than that for me. And it's kind of without balls. It's like a continuous ballad that doesn't really get anywhere. And if I want blues, I'd go to the Deep South. I'd go and listen to some Black Crows. And if I wanted sleazy British, I'd go to the Choir Boys, or I'd get something catchy from the Americans. And it just doesn't deliver on any of those bits for me. It's not bad, but it just doesn't fucking go anywhere or do anything or make you go, So there's so much other great rock around of the similar sort of era that I'd much rather listen to than that, which is a shame, because the name and the memory going, oh fuck yeah, that's gonna really get me, give me that little warm feeling. And
fucking hell, I wish.
So I went and listened to some Black Crows and Choir Boys instead.
Yeah,
bit Cinderella.
Yeah, so
yeah. What about the Almighty then, Neil? Do you like the Almighty? How do you feel about power tripping?
I like that period of the Almighty.
The album, yeah.
As in the the later album, wasn't it? Yeah,
but the first two.
Then.
The first two.
Yeah.
Almighty, I think. Yeah, Almighty's like probably one album for me. That all that time when he was married to Vanessa Warwick, and that was that Almighty's that little snippet. And I was never into them either. My brother used to play them all the time, and he used to hear it from his bedroom. So again, it brings it's a nostalgia thing. Whereas
yeah, I'm not Choir Boys. I never really got into the Choir Boys, but Black Crows, love the Black Crows.
Yeah. So maybe you should have picked that.
Yeah. Maybe they were at the Donington.
The one. Every other one that you didn't go to.
Yeah.
No, I went to that one. And no, I didn't. I went to a few.
So
we're
all agreed. Even Simon's agreed that it's not actually a classic album. Is that right?
Great.
It is a classic. It's a classic in my house, and that's all. That's what this segment is. Simon's correct. Classic album in his
you're
house.
Absolutely correct. That is true, because most of your comments today have been wrong. So there's just another wrong one. So there we go. All albums done. Is there anything anyone wants to add? Anything entertaining?
Well, I think we should really tell the listeners how the podcast is going to change come June.
You can do. We've got a couple of months before then.
So Spotify, So one of the main reasons we do this on Spotify more than any is so we can play the full track. So we're giving bands that a lot of people, usually me, haven't heard of, a voice, usually up and coming bands a voice, and Spotify have basically took that away. So moving forward from, is it June or July,
June.
Neil? Yeah, so moving forward, we can no longer play music in the podcast. But if you're listening on iTunes, Amazon, watching us on YouTube, it won't really matter to you anyway. But we are going to carry on as we do, just without music.
We are.
Am I right?
You are correct.
Neil?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Sorry to make your mind up for you.
No. We spoke about.
But,
we spoke about this. Yeah.
You know, so it'll just be more a music review show as it is, but without the music, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll sing it where we can.
Yeah.
You know, we'll give you snippets.
Give me your higher love.
Wrong. That's Steve Winwood.
Well, that's probably one of your classics.
And it's not Give Me Your High Love either.
What is it? Is it firing up my?
I don't know. Firing Up My Higher Love. Yeah, that's how it goes.
The Barry White version.
Yeah. So that's me cancelling Spotify because I no longer need it.
And I should be doing the
Anymore.
same. I should be doing the same.
Yeah, we don't need it, do we?
No.
So
what's the plan? Are you going to put out a mini playlist for every episode so that people can just go and listen to the 4 tracks on a playlist?
Well, we spoke about that already, haven't we, Sam? I mean, we were going to do
So
that anyway.
if you can, I mean, on my, I don't know if I can do it on my Spotify, but I have started a playlist. But I tried to share the playlist, but I don't think other people can find your playlist. So I made a playlist called Miserable Metal Mind, and basically every song we've played, I've put on that playlist. So
well, Paul may be able to help you out because he's actually helped me out quite recently with your Spotify playlist, so he's quite good at that.
All right, fantastic.
I can sort the playlist out. That's not a problem.
Yeah, so it's just a playlist.
Just put that in your show list.
Yeah,
in your show notes, and then at least wherever you go, you can listen to the 4 tracks there.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's just, you know,
it's a bit shit,
there's, like we were saying the other days, there's TV review shows, film review shows. Never play anything off the TV and never play any part of the film. You know, people turn up for, you know, when you used to buy Kerrang, you don't get the music in the magazine. You go and find the music to whatever the reviewer said of the album that you like. So that's just how it's going to be, just in this way.
Well, is this going to come with FlexiDisc from now on then?
Oh.
Our one listener said, I don't care whether you have music or not. So
yeah, I think that's quite nice.
Yeah.
I skip it. I skip the music usually. Anyway, it's awful. I just want to hear you slagging it off.
Yeah. Well, there'll still be that.
I also think the biggest change in the podcast has just happened. You've just been very sensible and coherent and nice, and that was well read out.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. It's from the heart. From the heart, you see.
That's how we make decisions live on air, so no one can argue. See,
just so no one can say no.
Any emails, Simon? Anybody been in contact with you?
No, I did see a weird stat the other day. I do like stats. Do you know that 27% of adults in the UK have took illegal drugs? I have taken illegal.
Come on.
No, I took.
What, Josh?
No, I've took illegal
during
drugs
this podcast
once. It was only paracetamol, but I nicked them from Boots.
Play the music, please.
So here I am once more, relaxing in my metaphorical metal rocking chair. So thanks to Neil Brannigan, the Moshing the Roof Festival is at the Hurry Dog in Derby on the 13th of April. And it's only 12 quid. 12 quid, and it's for shelter. So come on, let's see you there. It will be fun. A day of thrash, day of music. It's going to be fun. And you get to mock the miserable Simon in person. But seriously, this is for a very good cause. Let's show the world the metal community does give a shit. We know that, but, well, you know. So, I will, as instructed, leave a poll on the Spotify podcast notes. So join in with the Shylmagoghnar debate. Leave your thoughts on any other social media. We will read them and you will make one of the two parties happy. More about how we will be changing slightly in regards to the Spotify situation soon. But before then, thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much to Neil and Maxine.